No, once again, I forgot to take off the mute on the thing. Sorry, I will get better at that. This is Stoll. Services for senior citizens. That's going to be like, I'm not sure. This is a Skort. Pan, pump, kin. No. It's oil. Oil pump, oil pump. Ursa. Unofficial vote. President who was a heavyweight lifted wrestling channel. I'm going to go with that. Seems right. No, I think that actually was Ford. I got it. Cats and dogs are pets, but not here. Outlaw who left some poor messages. No idea. Excludes Mount Sinai Health System, I think. Immature ASS. Something to trust. Hide one's central point with a doubly homophonic hint in 20. Wait, okay. Duck the issue. It's duck something, I think. They offer support. Legs. Speak at a, that's our orate, fields area, facilities ease. This is Wally, Otter, nope, not in this case. Blue number one, yellow number six, not sure. Aster, cave wall hangings, there's moss. Let's see. Like eyes during uses, this is going to be puffy, and it was faint. This is something unsee, I think. That would make more sense. Sneeze and then puffy. XYZ. There we go. Set of courses offered. Let's see. Miserable rating, 1 star. So this is not party. This is curriculum. Till, sty, exert, air, ers, see. This is elder care. Lower, dip, Elon, I think. Straw poll. Ava Max, maybe. Crib, lost situations one might put no longer. Lost causes. Was I right with the Bayhive fan base? This is going to be TBS, maybe. Ali, Black Bart, uh, Barry, Barry's the lead. They can be well done. Stakes. Lecture attendee. What's between Chad and it's Nigeria, so I think Moss is going to be incorrect. Those are bats. What the student? Lamb. This is going to be net. This is Ray. Nouns and omits. And I still have something wrong. Bras. Bed. There we go. 4:45. 4:45 for a Wednesday is not great. I should have been able to do that faster. Let's go rattle. Okay. Let's go. Let's just. I think this is morning. No, good evening. No. Trying to do it without the clues. This is New York. Apple. Four. No. Three. Stem. Trying to think if there's a word that 4-letter word that you can get out of those letters that's in three. Lead. Tail. mm, Something where it's not the second P that's coming out. You can work with it. Okay, so what do we got up here? This is good something, and then it's followed by a 4C, 4-3. I've heard good morning and good evening. Good Samaritan, dogwood. That's not going to be it. Goodson, Goodell. Right. Let's see. Country comments like good for nothing. Okay. Null set. Nope. Much ado. That I could have gotten. Chad is in there. Chat. Chai. There we go. Chair. Maybe. Um, car. Every other letter. Not yet. Sit. Um, sift. Silt. Spit. Right. Sit. Some teens babysit as a first job. Baby teeth fall out. What to do with your teeth is grind or bite. Bite. All right. Apple's logo is an apple with a bite out of it. All right. That is rattle. Not sure how long that took, but we finished it. So we're going to do a little. Okay. Do a Go ahead and jump on this. I'm going to start off with my usual selection of words. And let's see how many of these that I got. Third is definitely going to be that second one there. Smart is going to be the fourth one. We've got buxom, I think, for the first. No. Jumbo. No. Mumbo? Irate is how I'm feeling at the moment. Plant. Looks like quote. I've got an S-I-O and N. So noisy feels to me right. There we go. We've got L-A-D as our only vowels. A Y at the end. Let's go ahead and try to get a few more of a. That's not trout because T is not in the first position. So maybe grout. Well, how much what about that was gum? Yeah, gumbo. Um, I mean, I'm stupid, not that this thing is stupid. So something, it's not doesn't. Woven, I think. Oh, let's keep playing. Women. Nope. Woken. Once again, just could have done a better job. Gone a little bit slower to do this and actually succeeded. Gamer, select, gauge, gauze, potty, that's whole, wrist. This is something aider, fader, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Rook, sonar. So the rest of these are just going to be pretty easy to fill in. Gable, again, Jiffy, uh, art, maybe. No, it's not gonna. It doesn't have a. Let's react. Kurt, Whirl, Gouge, Aaron, Ford, Valet, and then okay, so two over. Let's go ahead and give this the like some sort of special wah feel to it. So there we go. Metacryptic. Okay. Today's clue is airy inexperienced, which I want to say that that's going to be virgin, maybe, but I'm not sure why. Novice. No V-I-C. There we go. Okay, so one attempt. Yay. All right. So 12 plus 35 equals 47. So 47 actually turns out to be right. That's kind of insane. So I'm guessing there's a times and a minus here, but we can't really do, if we have a times and a minus, right? It's going to be difficult to get 45 and also include a 5 in there. And I say that because I think that it means that the what you get, like the last thing has to be the subtraction. You you can only subtract like you can make that 48 or above, but 48 into 5 is going to be greater than 9. So you can't do something times 5 minus something. And we know 5 is not the last letter. It's not a division. There's no division in here or multiplication. There's got to be a minus in here somewhere. Um, so I think it's going to be a minus in the middle. Now, if that's the case, it could also be like 50 something minus. No, that can't be that. Never mind. So it could be 52 minus. No, it's not that. If it's a minus, it's going to be, the minus is going to be here, right? Equals 47. So that rules out 5 here, and we've already ruled it out from here. If we put it here, that means that we would need a 5 minus 8, which is fine. That's fine. We could do a 4 here and a 9. And that would get us. And there we go. All right. Yeah. That felt really soft. I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you, Mama. Google Feudal. How does autocomplete this search? What fruit goes in a smoothie? Nope. What fruit goes in a parfait? No. Martini? No. Sangria. Awesome. Okay, got it in two. Woohoo. Wiki Game Daily. This is one I actually really like. Software to the Persian language. Okay, so we're going to start the game. So somehow we have to get to the Persian language. Now, I kind of want to get to Arabic numbers, and then I think I can jump over to the Persian language. But if I have anything that links to Iran, um, Farsi, and even languages itself, feels like it could go straight to Persian. But would have to be language listed separately from like machine language or higher operation language. We have a person here, and sometimes when you get people, you can more easily get to places. But skimming through some of the other links just to make sure I'm not missing something a little bit more obvious. I don't know if I should like put the links in when I do them. Like when I do this, so just go ahead and say, hey, go ahead, give it a try. Or you two can play along. You can tell me what you got. Okay. We've now got two windows open for this, so let's go back to the other window. All right, so we're at the end here. We've already gone through this. Um, this is good because I feel like this could be a good, like a surprise area where we could find something like linking to the Persian language, but I'm not seeing anything that makes me feel like, oh, that's going to be it. So let's go back up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go machine language because machine language is going to have language in it, some, hopefully. programming language, assembly language. I take that back. I think I messed up. Dang. Type of programming languages. That's not going to help. I really thought that I was being clever there, and it turns out I am just wrong. Let's see. I could go to the native code France, and that starts to get me into the like countries area, but that feels like that's just going to be take way too long. So human readable, is that going to get me where I want to be? Okay, that did not. American language, computer, VPS, ASCII. ASCII and Unicode are going to have Unicode's going to have sections on languages, right? Let's go ahead and take a look for Persian to see if it's anywhere in there. I've got Persian. I don't have Farsi. I think I'm going to have to go Old Persian and hope I can get a link that way. No. Okay, we'll go Irene, which hopefully is going to give me a link to Persian. There we go. Well, that was ridiculous. 2 steps less than average, 6 steps, but that is still ridiculous. I probably could have gotten much shorter. Let's go juxtastat. We're just closing some of the other windows. All right, higher population weighted density. Lee County, Florida, or Marin County. So this is going to be slightly north of San Francisco. This is upper Florida, I think. I think it's a toss up here. I think I could go Marin. Right. There are percentage of people who are born outside of the USA, Peoria, Illinois, or Denton, Louisville, Texas. Generally speaking, I want to always go with Texas for a question like this over something that's more inland because of just Mexico being right there. All right, good. Higher percentage of people between 25 and 64 who have at least an undergraduate degree. Alberta or Vancouver or Edmonton. I'm going to go Vancouver. Cool. Higher percentage of people who are silent generation. I don't really know what that is. Born before 1946. France. Higher percentage of people, workers employed in other service industries except public administration. This is just a wild guess. Go Michigan. And wrong there. Okay, 3 out of 5. Thermal. Let's go ahead and share this in the chat. That way you can tell me if you can try it and you can tell me what you get if you're watching. All right, Bob Dylan went electric at the Newport Folk Festival. I believe that was sometime in the 60s. First case of AIDS reported was probably 1979. It's definitely a thing that became prevalent in the 80s, but I feel like the actual reporting began earlier. Maybe Earhart, I think, flew solo across the Atlantic in 19. Good morning, Shanahan. 1939. It was like the year after. It was the year after Lindbergh did it, I think. Michelin Guide. That is the tire manufacturer. They first published something, I want to say like the 1950s. Sydney Opera House, no idea. Great Wall of China, that's going to be the earliest. So putting these, I think, in order. I think the most recent one was the AIDS case. Michelin Guide, I think, came after Amelia Earhart, and then Bob Dylan in between these two. Sydney Opera House is the wild card. Um, that style of architecture, I mean, it's definitely a more distinctive style of architecture, so I don't think it's that early. I don't want to say it's like the 60s, but maybe the 70s. Dang. Okay, a little bit off here, but I'll take it. So Michelin died 1900, a lot earlier than I would have expected. Um, Amelia Earhart, 1932. I was off by about 7 years. 65 for for Bob Dylan. I think I got that right. 81 for the first AIDS case. So pretty close to 79, but and then again the Sydney Opera House. I just had no way of getting. That was two. Let's see. Cradle. I put that in here. Sid Minchin has a great promo video for the 50th anniversary of the Opera House. It's good to know. That's about 2023, so that's like 3 years ago. Let's see, 572 million, and they export like three things primarily: zinc, copper, and gold. Plus, we've got some men's shirts, women's suits, a few other things. Wheat flour, hard liquor. So this is a country primarily tapped for its minerals, um, and it can't be very big. I think if I remember right, Tuvalu has a lot of like mining operations on it. It's not a very big property, but it's one of the reasons why they're having issues, is that so much mining was done that basically undermined the island structure. But I also don't think that they have gold. I think that they are other metals. This feels to me it's not going to be South America because South America, every single country is going to have agricultural exports. Um, I'm going to go Vanuatu. Okay, pretty far off. That's hard to be more wrong. So let's go Angola. Try to see if that puts us a little bit closer. Okay, closer. Um, 3,000. This is the problem I have with trying to figure this out is that I actually don't really have a good visual understanding of the distance between things on a world. So for me, saying that 3,800 3,800 kilometers from Angola, is that Egypt? Is that Eritrea? Is that Somalia? Where is that? I don't think it's going to be Middle East because Middle East is a lot of oil production. If I remember, like the last time I saw 3,800 on a map, the distance of it was pretty big. So I'm going to say that this is, let's go South Sudan. Okay, that got me a lot closer. We're still about 1,400 kilometers away, but that also gives me a frame of reference. So that's about one third, that covers two-thirds of the distance. So picture a map, picture South Sudan and Angola. That's 2,600 roughly. Another 1,300 in that same direction would put me, it's going to be like Uzbekistan, isn't it? That's going to put me in the stands. I'm probably wrong. Probably wrong. Yeah, way off. So we're going to come back down um, by a lot. Okay, so I messed that up. It's not going to be Turkey. I don't think it's going to be Georgia. I would say it's one of the Middle Eastern countries, but I think the Middle Eastern countries all have oil as an export. For Jordan. Okay, let's go Yemen because I'm clearly just floundering at this point. All right. Um, what was it? Eritrea. Damn it. Fail. Fail, fail, fail. DNF. Okay. Travel. Yeah, I think I remember saying it at one point. I feel like I don't know why I excluded. Again, I just have a problem with distances. And the relationship with the planet. Okay, we want to travel from Qatar to Afghanistan. So to do that, Qatar is you're going to have to go around the peninsula, right? Because I think Qatar, you're going to have to go through Saudi Arabia. You do that first. Okay. So from there, we want to go through, is it Iraq that's further west or Iran? It's Iraq. You got Iraq and then Kuwait. So, and then I think Iran covers the distance. There we go. All right. That was three. That's perfect. You cannot get better than that. Flagel. Flagel is flagging. I think I ran into this yesterday where it was running some ad is, oh, crud. Without me to see that for the Saturday one. All right. Well, I guess I will be floundering. Yeah, something is tripping us up here. So we're going to skip that one. Food guesser. Going to put the link in. All right. Beaver meat. So Canada, right? So Canada. No. Okay. So beaver meat, onions, carrots, potatoes, garlic, bay leaves, black peppercorn, salt, pepper, red wine, bacon, sauerkraut, barley, mushrooms. This dish features slow-cooked beaver meat, often marinated to tenderize and reduce gaminess. Combined with root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and onions, the stew is rich and hearty and savory, sometimes enhanced with spices, dried mushrooms, or even a splash of red wine. Traditionally enjoyed during colder months, this dish offers a robust flavor and unique texture, reflecting a long-standing culinary tradition of utilizing wild game. Good morning, Arts. Hundreds of Beavers was a fun movie. I will take your word for that. Okay, so the sauerkraut tells me like Germany. Very hot. Okay. So we're looking for whatever's next to Germany, so maybe Poland or Austria. It's called beaver stew. I'm gonna go Austria. That's just hot. Okay. So adjacent to Germany, but not Austria. And like that rules out Poland, doesn't it? Or does Czechia come between Austria and Poland? Borders Poland. Yeah. Round over. Okay. Well, fail. Fail, fail, fail. Lithuania, known as Beprotroskinis in Lithuania. Yeah, I forget that it uses borders in this to indicate that it borders as opposed to like very hot to me would be borders, but that's obviously not it. So I was tea, water, milk, ginger, sugar, ginger, cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, black pepper, fennel seeds. This dish is a flavorful beverage made by brewing black tea with a mixture of aromatic spices and herbs. Typically includes ingredients like cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and black pepper. Milk and sugar are added to create a rich, creamy texture. The balance of spices gives it a warm and invigorating quality, making it a popular choice for an energizing drink at any time of day. This feels to me like chai, right? So I'm going to go. Now, got a new one. Solid chat. Fantastic drink. Probably everybody got that one. Milo powder, condensed milk, hot water, ice, Milo powder, sugar. This dish is a popular beverage that combines iced Milo, a chocolate malt drink, with an indulgent twist. Served in a tall glass, it features a generous heap of undissolved Milo powder on top, adding a rich, chocolatey flavor and slightly gritty texture. The Milo powder sinks into the icy drink, creating a delightfully sweet treat, perfect for cooling down a hot day. So I don't know where Milo powder is from. To me, that would kind of be the the, the thing that would give it away, right? So looking at the picture, I'm going to say New Zealand. It's a pretty random guess, and I'm probably going to be very far off. I'm probably going to come up with cold. Yeah, ice cold. Let's go United Kingdom. Ice cold. Wow. Okay, Milo dinosaur. So somewhere between New Zealand and England. Um, we were ice cold with England and only cold with New Zealand, which kind of tells me that it's somewhere in the East. So I don't think that that's right. I'm gonna go Sri Lanka. Warmer. Okay. We're going southeast from Sri Lanka, and it's only warm. So maybe the Philippines? Philippines. That's how you spell Philippines. Should be able to remember that. Very hot. Okay, but it doesn't border. Right? The Philippines doesn't border anything, right? So Malaysia. There we go. Got it on the last one. Phew. Milo Dinosaur is a popular drink from Malaysia and Singapore. It consists primarily of what it says. It's also the unique aspect is the additional heap of undissolved chocolate powder on the drink. Originally originated in Southeast Asia, where Milo, produced by Nestle, Nestle, had a significant presence. Okay. So final score. Final score is 8,835 out of 15,000, and that's where I ranked. So pretty bad. Okay. So before we go to MetaZone, we're going to include GeoGuessr daily transfer. Everyone was baited by the beaver. Yeah. Story of our culture. Okay. So my challenge is to get a silver medal today. So I'm not going to get a gold. I suck at this game. My goal with this is to get better at it. So looking around, we've got a very, very sort of like drab, universal building style. These walkways feel distinctive. A lot of trash around here too. Uh, some palm trees as well in the background there. Interesting. Let's go take a little walk. There we go. We got a language now. That is Hebrew, is it not? Is this Israel? I don't feel like it would be Israel, but I mean, part of it is I don't have any real sort of framework for what Israel looks like in terms of the country. We're driving on the right, or maybe the left. You know, it looks like the right. Taking a walk around the neighborhood. This is a bar street. So again, we've got both Hebrew and I don't want to say Jerusalem because I feel like that's going to be wrong. Maybe Tel Aviv. Can we get down close enough to find this street? Probably not. Let's go there. Okay, was Israel? I was off by 14 miles. I'm gonna take that. That was a win. Um, turns out it was a lot. I was farther south than I should have been. It's not too bad though. I feel like I did pretty well. So maybe we've actually gotten down to the street level. I figured out exactly where we were. I'm trying to remember the street names that we saw. I don't feel like I see the street names anywhere. So maybe not. Okay. Next. Okay, so we got Appris du Web. To me, feels like French language. Yeah, that's confirming it as French. Kind of narrow streets in here too. Like these are really narrow, which suggests to me that the city was developed before automobile traffic, which would really sort of sink in with the idea that this is somewhere in France and probably Paris, or probably one of the bigger cities. Probably not Paris. Paris feels a little bit too obvious. Um, I'm sure that these bollards are distinctive in some manner that you hear like nanobike, monobike. Okay, so it's a city that has managed to introduce rental electric bikes. Ooh, blue thermic Monaco. So this is telling me Monaco instead. Okay, that's huge. Okay, let's go zoom in on Monaco. We're gonna go check out Monaco. Where are you, Monaco? Monaco's like here, isn't it? Or no, it's why am I forgetting where Monaco is? There we go. Tiny little country. Now, obviously, anywhere within Monaco is going to like be pretty close just because of the size of it. We don't really have a street to look at. So I would like to try to get as close as possible because I feel like this is correct. I feel like we are absolutely correct that this is Monaco. The question is, can we actually find the city? Okay, so we're basically barred from there. I'm playing way too much Hitman because I just saw the water pipe and I think, oh, maybe I can climb up that. I would love to find a street because I feel like I've not seen any streets yet. I don't know what just happened there. You'd say I would settle for a building name, Jesus. Okay. Rue Plati. Okay, so we're probably not going to find it in time because we're suddenly like getting all sorts of like, you're running out of time. 268 yards. I will take that and run to the back. Could I have gotten? Could I have actually gotten there? Where's my flag? Oh, I could have saw the flag. Could have seen the flag. I'm glad I found the thing that actually said Monaco on it because I would have gone Paris otherwise. Okay, what do we got here? The bike sign. The language over here looks like an Eastern European language, Slavic of some sort. That is probably like the sort of thing where you see somebody go, well, it's got a blue and red thing, so that's definitely going to be. Okay, that to me feels like it's a Roman, some sort of Roman thing. Not that like Roman conqueror sort of thing, not Rome. I apologize, by the way. Oh, that is a flag that I do not recognize. I don't think it's a country flag though, because a lot of country flags, like if they have stripes, the middle is yellow or white. Not all of them, but definitely some. Let's see if I can get anything from the street name here. No, I can't quite read that. Yeah, I see garbage. We have more flags over here, which is telling me Not to worry too much about the flags, because if we've got that many, then the flags are probably not going to be that helpful. Let's jump ahead. I see more of the flags, like the yellow, green, and red. I mean, that was definitely the flag for the country, which if I knew my flags better, I would have already gotten outpacing into this van, seeing if I get any information off of it. But I think I've lost it. Really love it. Okay, so now we've got some place names like Rakanos, Ulysses, Rushish. This to me is suggesting that it is in fact Eastern Europe. Again, if I could remember the flags for each of these countries, I would probably nail it. I'm going to say Albania and just go ahead and jump to the next. Wow, I was far off. That was bad. Okay, Lithuania flag. Yep, I should have gotten it from that because I saw the flag. I saw this configuration. That was definitely up there. I should have gotten it from the flag. Right. Well, I'm stupid, so that's what life is like for stupid people. That is Albania's flag, like bird, isn't it? That's the bird. No, the bird on it is a double-headed eagle, I think. Not that that was a flag. I mean, that was not a flag. But I guess oil is Switzerland, so maybe we're in Switzerland. I mean, this is not screaming Switzerland to me. Is it screaming Switzerland to anywhere else? Okay, we got a place here, so I can check this out. If I could actually get in front of it. I think I see Supermarché, which would suggest, nope, Supermapacho. I am at a loss here. I think I need to put the bird out of my mind because I think the bird was a red herring. This is definitely like Spanish. We got Bar de Barcelona. Oh, let's get over here. Thought I saw a sign. Okay, Carthago. So Carthage is right. Within 300 meters near the McDonald's Metro Center, something like behind maybe or in front of the cemetery Carthage. We did see Barcelona earlier. Carthage is not Spain, right? I have to wonder if we're even in Spain. It's just because it said Bar to Barcelona doesn't mean that I would necessarily think, oh, that's got to be where that is. And I'm certainly not seeing anything that would suggest that I'm on the right track. But Bar to Barcelona would suggest to me like maybe they are trying to evoke the Spanish influence. And I'm quickly running out of time. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to have to take a wild guess. Damn it. Costa Rica, 13 points. Whiffed that one. Had I taken Cartago, look at that. Okay. So we've got some language here. This is French, I believe. A little disjointed, but it does look like France is the word here. Verification. So it feels like it just, I don't think I'm going to get anything from that specifically. Let's see. We're driving on the right here. We've got a red here for the stop sign. So we're not dealing with dual language. I think I can rule out Canada. This does to me look like somewhere in France. Hotel Le Journal, actual restaurant. That doesn't really help me out that much. Right. Aside from just simply being France, which I'm hoping it is, there's not much else I'm pulling from this. The books. Okay, let's go. Let's go spend some time in France. We're going to try to look for 173 for a road number. And this is okay. So maybe given that all these numbers, all these route numbers start with something else, like we've got N. I don't. I think it might not be France. Maybe it's Belgium. No, that's not really helping me out either. I mean, at least the A's are the right number. Like it seems like it's getting into that A range. Europe, number your highways better. Oh, that's a French total. That's a fleur de lis. That's a fleur de lis. Okay, that this is France. This is France. I should have recognized it from that. I'm stupid. 170. I'm looking for 173 and just not finding it. We got 171. Maybe if I go north a little bit, we got a lot of D's up in this area. We got D177. There's D173. Let's just pick that because we're running out of time. Well, aren't I stupid? Canada written French will mainly be found in the provinces of Quebec and New Brunswick. Well, that's lovely. I mean, I figured out it was French language. Failed to get a failed to get a silver. Okay, 11,768. All right. Do I have time guesser on this list as well? We're going to do time guesser next because that is in the same realm. We're going to hit this up to the geography ones, I think. Which means map tap is going to go up here, and then the two treasure guessers, I think, are going to move up. Okay. Let's move down. We'll reorder some of these other ones later on. So it's time guesser. Let's go ahead and share the link. And we're going to do the daily challenge. Let me know how you do. So that's Castro in Havana. That is Jesse Jackson visiting Cuba, which should give me the year. Um, he's looking younger than he did in the 80s. So I'm guessing this is like 1973. We're definitely in Havana. It won't actually be, it looks like we're at the Havana airport. So anyone know where that is in Havana? If I were an airport, where would I be? Usually not dead center in the city. Let's say there. All right. So then for the year, I feel like it's going to be, this has the feel of the Carter administration, right? During that time, I'm going to say 78. Let's see how far off I am. 84, 6 years off, and 9.4 miles from the location. So I'll take that. 3,240 out of 10,000 possible. U.S. presidential candidate and civil rights activist Jesse Jackson giving a thumbs up to the welcoming crowds alongside Cuban President Fidel Castro at Havana's Jose Marti International Airport, which I was right, outside of the city. Um, Jackson visited Cuba aimed to ease U.S.-Cuba relations and result in the release of 48 Cuban and American prisoners. Next round. Okay, we've got some Olympic flags up and Nazi flags. This is 1936 Berlin, right? Look at the year first, and then let's go to Berlin. Just here. Um, where would I be if I were? Let's go there. Spot on for the year. Berlin streets decorated for the 1936 Summer Olympics. Several countries considered boycotting the event, which was used by Nazi Germany as a major propaganda showcase. Only Spain withdrew, planning a rival Olympics in Barcelona. Those canceled after the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War. Was off by 4,800 feet or about a mile, I think, right? 5,200 feet is a mile. So can't get too much better. This is Suharno, so I think we're in Indonesia, right? Am I wrong? Am I stupid? But I don't know the time frame. I want to say Suharno was the 60s, but I'm probably horrible. Let's go ahead and pick Jakarta as the location that we're at. So I feel like that's going to be pretty accurate. We'll go with 1968. Oh, this is rough. This is rough. Like I said, I just don't have a good time for it. I'm going to go 40s. I think 40s would be more accurate. 8 years off, 1956. And really far off. This was China. That's Mao Zedong, and next to him at the Beijing airport. Okay, I should have gotten that. Freaking A. I was so quick to identify Sukarno there that I missed the Mao right in front of me. All right, where are we? This is looking pretty depressing. But it's du siècle. So I think we're in Paris. I just have no idea of the time frame. Siècle is century, right? Or am I mixing up my words? I think I'm mixing up my words. We have an escalator, so it's not 1900 because I think escalators have been around, were introduced after. It's a very busy street, but these automobiles all look like they're from the 30s and 40s. We have women who are really dressed up in protective, like a lot of garments. Can't really read any of that, which is important. And there's not much else to the photo. I'm gonna go Paris. I think Champs Elysees might not be a bad idea. Let's go here. And for the year, let's go 1932. 33 years off, 1965. 1 mile off. How would I have got, like, how would I have got 1965 from this? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. I thought I was good at this. Okay, The Hook, which I believe is a place in Britain, right? In the UK? Oh no, this is Alcatraz. We got the Alcatraz gift shop. Okay. That's helpful. So we're off the coast of California, specifically off the coast of San Francisco. Alcatraz is here, isn't it? That's Angel Island. Tiburon is out here. Also knows really. I know what city Alcatraz is in, and I can't find it. There we go. Alcatraz Island. Okay. We're specifically on the pier, so it looks like the terminal. We've got something about island store, so I'm going to guess like right there. But for the year, um, looks recent. Like the fashion looks much more recent. That is a giant camera. That is somebody on a cell phone, a relatively small cell phone. So I'm guessing this is really current. I'm not seeing any masks at all, which tells me before 2020. Nope, mask. One person in a mask outdoors. That's going to be probably 2022. I cannot believe I messed up the location that badly. And the thing is, I should have spotted the Pier at 39 because when I was scrolling around, I saw Pier 39, and I know Pier 39 is a location in San Francisco. I should have gotten that from that, Fisherman's Wharf specifically, but the Alcatraz threw me off. Stupid. Very stupid. Final score. 35,853 out of 50,000. All right. Did anyone else do this? And what was your score? And I got a calendar for score. That's nice. All right. Map tap. Now. Tap as close as you can to Barcelona, Spain. House we already just went to Barcelona looking for it earlier. Just gotta wait for the map to come in. So I'm pretty sure it's like right there. I got a 97, pretty close. Dayton, Ohio. All right, so Michigan, this is Ohio. Dayton is right there. Damn, I'll take a 95 though. I could probably put the Michigan at that. There we go. This on the top. Kabul, Afghanistan. Afghanistan. So India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Kabul is like right about here, I think. Uh, Afghanistan. All right. I could have done better. How did you play closest you can to Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada? Okay, New Brunswick, the Canadian provinces. New Brunswick is one of the ones over here. This is Ontario. This is Quebec, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland. I think this is New Brunswick up here. Beyond that, I don't have any way of guessing where Moncton is, so I'm gonna go there. Ah, man, should have gotten that. Should have done a lot better. Uh, Tap as close as you can to Vladivostok, Primorsky Krai, Russia. Okay, so Vladivostok, if I remember, is Western Russia. So I see that a lot when I'm doing treasure guesser, but I think it's like in the southwest of Russia. I am horribly wrong. I am just a very, very stupid person. So, yay. All right, well, could have done better. Let's see. My score was, what was my final score? Leveled up to level two slowly. Can you just show me my score? 730. Okay. Treasure guesser. I don't think it's good, that one. Let's go ahead and pull up treasure guesser, and I'll throw that in the chat. Give it a try. You can tell me how you do. Give me one moment. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to find today's treasure. So where are we? We're looking at Polish, maybe. I'm looking for some place names that might be any. Not seeing. Let's see Prague. Okay, so maybe Prague. Let's go take a look now. And then Prague would be Czechoslovakia. And specifically, we're looking for. That's no. This is Czechoslovakia here. We're in Praha. Okay, we need to be in Praha over here. A little bit of a river. Okay, so this is the river. It looks like we're near the bend up here. Yeah, we're in the right spot. I think this is it right here. Let's go a little bit further in and in here. All right, 3:30. It's actually really good. Yay. All right, let's go to expert. I'm not recognizing the language. The JY here is very distinctive, but beyond that, I'm not picking up anything. NYT? What do I know here? Looking at some of the other place names, just nothing seems to be striking me at all. What are we looking at? So Taval feels to me like Icelandic, maybe. It's a wild guess. I see Kurika and not much else. So could it be like somewhere in here? We're looking at Finnish. Okay, so somewhere on the coast. That, that is it. Okay, we're in the right spot. I need to find this. So that is that right there, and then we're pretty far over. So there's Kurika. We've got the two major roads here, but we're down further in Gyllenpai. There's Gyllenpai. Gyllenpai. And we're on the other side of this building here. No, not this one. Oh, it's this right here. Okay, we're on this side of the road. All right, 225. I'll take that. All right, let's go on to some new ones. Metazoa. Go ahead and share the link in the chat. And actually share the link in both chats because I think on YouTube, if you're watching this, I was not posting anything there. So Let me know if I just put a link in the chat. So if you're on YouTube and you see it, great. Let me know. If you don't see a link in the chat, let me know. So giant panda is a member of the mammalia. That's about as close as we get. Let's go seal. Seal feels quite a bit different. All right. Caniformia. What is caniformia? Oh, that's interesting. I never would have thought of seals. Dog. Let's go water. Okay, also done. Hello, time and time again. Time and tide for no man, name and I feel like there's so many things in this. Let's try dolphin. Okay, so Lorisiathera, placental mammals that group together true insectivorous. Well, placental, if it's not a placental mammal, okay, monoclinic, that helps a lot. I did not know that there was more than one. I'll be honest. Like that spiny anteater maybe? No. What are those? It sucks because I'm not going to get it from this. If it wasn't platypus, I don't think I know any other monitors. Porcupine maybe? Did anyone else know that there were other mammals that lay eggs? What else is there? It's not a pangolin, right? You know, it's a pangolin. Still haven't found anything else that is in this category of monotremata. Um, Aardvark? You can think of one other one. I'm at a loss. And those look like quills are very, hard exterior fur. It's not hedgehog. Um, it's hidden. Yeah, that's the. Okay, got it. For me. All right, lyrical. Hmm. F you. That's all I have to say to that. So what's going on? Four You have nothing by four-note bonds in here? F you. Hmm. 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 I feel like I'm being trolled. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. Like, lean on me. I mean, should have gotten that one from the last two lines, but that was just insane. Okay, so we're looking at two Indian soldiers with some German shepherds in the middle of the woods. Really don't know. I mean, the only thing let's just try an Indian film at random. Oh, okay. Well, Might throw it in there. Throw the link in a little bit after the fact. Sorry, got it in one. Sin and Earl. Actually, let's take a look at the other pictures for our frame. Yeah, I don't think any of these would have actually given it to me. Oh, this one might have, 'cause I recognize that. All right, we're going to go to Sin and Earl. I'll go ahead and throw the link in the chat. We're going to go original. Perfect. So I'm not going to read all of them because I feel like that is a little too much to do. Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise, that's going to be collateral. So all of these are mentioned, all of these include people. Christopher Waltz, Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio. So I do think that the Jamie Foxx collateral is going to be our crosser because Tom Cruise's Driver crashes on purpose and Cameron Diaz is obsessed with a man. That's Vanilla Sky, which also includes Penelope Cruz, Mark Ruffalo, John Carroll Lynch, and Robert Downey Jr. Those are together. And I want to say Jake Gyllenhaal was also in this. So what would have also been collateral? Probably John Carroll Lynch because he's in everything. So yeah, okay, there we go. Let's go with. I think that these two go together. Yeah. We need Jamie Foxx here. Let's go ahead and move you here because that's going to help out a lot with that. But then we're going to swap the two of you. And I can see that this is not helping. So maybe Robert Downey Jr. No. Samuel L. Jackson is shot. That's probably Django Unchained. Cameron Diaz is Vanilla Sky. This is going to be Skyfall. Yep. And then these three are connected. So Javier Bardem, Tom Cruise. I've tried John Carroll Lynch. There's Mark Ruffalo. Collateral. Okay, cool. 6 left. Um, so we've got 2 for Sin and Earl, so I'm going to make sure I've got both of them in here. Reverse and original. Xword. Okay, so we've got Blade Runner, Brokeback Mountain, Drive. Drive is Ryan Gosling, so is Blade Runner. What else was he in? Leonardo DiCaprio's Django Unchained and One Battle After Another. He was also Shutter Island. Javier Bardem was One Battle After, or no, Benicio del forgetting who was in 2 of those 2 movies. Right. 10 Things I Hate About You was Heath Ledger, so was The Dark Knight, Knight's Tale, and Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with Heath Ledger. Leonardo DiCaprio was Shutter Island. Was he in Blue? He wasn't in Blue Valentine. I think this is crossing this because I don't think we have a separate thing for Leonardo DiCaprio. Like I don't think there's any so sorry. I don't think there's any overlap between this and Leonardo. Um, I do know that he's in these 3, and then also Shutter Island. Okay, good. Um, I also know Shutter Island goes with Blue Valentine and the Fablemans. So we're going to move the Fablemans over here, Blue Valentine here. This will be Ryan Gosling. This will be what? And then what's the connection over here? Let's go ahead and move these through. It's all down. That makes sense. What is the connection here between these three, and then which of these is going to fall in? Which of these is going to be the additional one? Michelle Williams was a good Valentine. Um, who else was in A Knight's Tale? I'll say who else was in it? So I might as well just try it because let's go Dark Knight over here. Drop back. Take on. Is in a difficult relationship with Michelle Williams. Okay, was Michelle Williams. That makes sense. She's in Broken. I keep forgetting she's also in there. All right, so that's not too bad. That's six left as well. Thank you. Okay, let's cruise through the remaining five that I've got, and then we'll do the Saturday, and then I will log off. All right, are these real onions? Cocktail onions, real onions. That's free onion. It's not real onion. Oh, it is real. Mayan sweet onion, real. Violin onion, no. Sandy ash onion, I'm gonna say no. Penelope's onion, I want to say that that's fake, but no. Torpedo, let's go real. All right, that's what, two out of five. Two out of, or five out of seven. Oh, I forgot movie to movie. Almost forgot that. Can't forget movie to movie. All right, we're going to go to Kimmy. Good Morning Vietnam, Kimmy. And I've never heard of the movie Kimmy. So let's go see who's in. Zoe Kravitz, okay. Um, Erica Christensen, Robin Givens, Rita Wilson, and Rita Beaufort. Just trying to think of like the people I know from other movies. Okay. Zoe Kravitz is probably our best bet, or Erica Christensen or Robin. It's one of those three. Swapping it, we've got Forrest Whitaker, Robin Williams, and Bruno Kirby, Robert Wall, J.T. Walker's in a bunch of things. Okay, so J.T. Walker is probably my best bet to get to somewhere in here. What would J.T. Walsh and Eric Christensen or Robin Gibbons or Rita Wilson? Rita Wilson was in Volunteers. So that was with John Candy and Tom Hanks. So a way for me to get to Tom Hanks from any of these folks. Am I forgetting something obvious with Robin Williams? Um, he was in Mrs. Doubtfire with sorry, just I'm completely blank. Sally Field and Pierce Brosnan. He's been in a number of movies. He was in a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. Thinking of the movies that so Zoe Kravitz was in the back. That had Colin Farrell, um, Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright feels to me like a good way to get to one of these folks as well. Let's go ahead and pull up. Let's go back to Kimmy. Zoe Kravitz, and then we'll go to the back. We're going to go Jeffrey Wright. We're going to take a quick look at the others, just make sure that we're not missing something else. Barry Keoghan was in The Eternals. That had a ton of people. For the life of me, some people would have been, could be a good connection there. All right, let's see. We need to get to Zoe Kravitz, Erica Christensen, or who was the other person I mentioned? I forget now. Robin Givens. And she has been in so many things that it's going to be difficult to actually find something that I can move forward with. Yeah, source code, Jake Gyllenhaal, and somebody else, who I don't remember. Let's jump down quite a bit. Oh, it's Syriana. Who's in Syriana? That was Samuel L. Jackson. Hamlet, Ethan Hawke, Juliet Stiles, Bill Murray. Because Bill Murray and Robin Williams, were they in anything together? Probably not. I think Bill, like Robin would have killed Bill. I keep forgetting J.T. Walsh was in Good Morning now, so I should be looking at things that J.T. Walsh was also in. Not that any of that's been helping here. But it would have been helpful because I was thinking of the three people who were in Kimmy. So let's see if Walsh was in this. No. Whitaker? Nope. Okay, so I'm just bad at this. Bonnie Bedelia's been in a bunch of things with people. Probably Whitford's been in a bunch of things with people. Oh, I suck at this. This should have been much easier. Was G.T. Walsh in Mars Attacks? Let's go call one. All right, so we're looking for Robin Williams, Forrest Whitaker, J.T. One of those folks. We got Sylvester Stallone. Forrest Whitaker, was he in Serpent in the Rainbow? I don't think so. North of Fun, I don't think would be it. Damnation Alley, that would be George Hart, Hal Holbrook. And now we're getting really far back. So unless Robin Williams pops up like in one of these. Let's see. What else can I go with? Under Siege, maybe. Mike Pons, Big Shots. So I'm gonna go with Cliffhanger because I think maybe Walk was. Nope. We can go Lithgow just to put me out of my misery. We're going to go to Garp and then Robin Williams and then finally Vietnam. 5, short as possible, was 2. Robin Williams and Rita Wilson in Old Dogs together. Okay. 2. Let's go Redactyl. I'll throw that in here. Okay, so we got 8. That feels like neat. N-E. But that would mean bird. Like we're gonna have. No, it's definitely not a person. It's definitely not a person. Of course, these would just show up. But I'm not seeing anything that really strikes me as helpful with the commemoration form. Have been in use. So this is a process, I think. We do have italics here. weird italics like these. That just does not make any sense. C also, life of something maybe. This is probably something like the 1900s or 1980s. Off the cuff, off the off the front, off the backs, off the walls. In the blank of blank, off the. I feel like this might be musical. There are two main types of things. Or the thing of blank that blank blanks blank for all time, maybe? No. There are something about the characteristics, right? The Why is that eight italicized? It's probably end or Tom. All right, so I think we're gonna have to start guessing here. Um, I will take guesses. If people want to throw guesses into the chat, go for it, and I'll throw them in. Go with all. Get something in there. Let's go within. That is a word that is not. Might as well unite. See if that pops up anywhere. So that's going to be United States. United States what? By the United States, let's just make sure that United States. Yep. Government. Yeah, there we go. This feels like it might be a Supreme Court case, maybe. Let's try the. Yeah, this is a Supreme Court case. For the state something blank and blank versus. Yeah, good. Okay. Finance. Finance puppet. Where is it? That financed or okay. So rights. Rights was in here a couple times. Law. Okay. Why? What type of law? This looks like copyright law, right? Yeah, that is copyright law. So trademark. It's great. What are the other things similar to a trademark in copyright? And also not apparently that. Um, Property was in here once. Intellectual. Fair. Creative. Inventive. This system. System popped up 15 times, so there we go. Might as well do the C also, since I figured that was in there. 15. So systems, 9. Computer, no, computer's 8. Let's go with include. Also includes. Um, metric. Metric is not in here. Engine. Engine is not in here. New. New does pop in a few times. Europe. Europe does not pop in here at all. Okay. That two in parentheses is kind of originally. Originally does not pop up anywhere. Ideas. Where's ideas? Are not covered by copyright law. Maybe protected. Since the mid 1930s? No. Maybe. Been protected by copyright laws, so 1940s. 1940s did pop. So that's probably the end. And let's go start. Into the book, music, arts, program. Program popped up. Okay. So programming line. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be helpful. Assembly? Oh, OS. Yeah. Nope. Operating systems. So Microsoft. This. No. Linux. Shareware? Freeware. No. Cobol. Fortran. Pascal. Basic. 1980s. 1970s. 1960s. 1950s. Since the 1950s. And then since the mid 1970s. Okay, well, that did not. Computer program. So I'm going to put computer in because that's going to be the software. There we go. Software SW is that is. Oh, thank you. Not really sure how to track them. All right, so the Atlantic. What I want to do is I want to have this not go to the date. There we go. So apparently it's just going to redirect datum. So there we go. I'll send that out for today. All right. The psi, get rid of. Arid is whiz, dry. Mysterious, dryer, setting permanent press. Prepare for an instrument is tune. Loony, uh, something given to a great by hand. And a halberd is on. Uh, bib, sin, ocean. Amusement that was first made with a marketing saw, not a jigsaw. Puzzle. Atlantic. Cypress Island, Atlantic Salmon Pen Braid. Okay. One of my pet peeves of all time is when people only refer, like, think of puzzles automatically as a jigsaw puzzle. Because I will tell people I write puzzles for a living and they will get confused. Let's go nth and O. So nothing there. So we've got I and O and S and O. Let's go O. Okay, so I is in there. Mid. Rit. This. Dig. A few. That was tough. That was really rough. We got a T, I, and G all in here. Let's go. All right, so the W and the I are in the right place. So is we've also got an S and a T, and that's it for letters. Kind of want it to be twist, but that wouldn't work with. It's got to be swift. W, I, and T are still in this right spot. So is T. So this has got to be twist, twist. Um, Three T's, an I, and an S. Starts with an S. We also have an L in there. Stylist. 43 tiles to guess all five words. Yay. Spell check. This is the one with audio. We're going to drop spell check. This one, sent me. There was another one we did yesterday. I'm going to do that one, and then I'll move on to the Saturday also. Answer real quick. I'm going to include that in the list because I did enjoy that, even though I knew very little. Close all these other windows. Play base game. Okay. Silver Mercury gliding. This is some sort of cat. Let's go ahead and share the link. Silver and Mercury feels to me like that's got to define something from the 1800s, maybe. The animal is throwing me completely, though. I think just for shits and giggles. Let's go here and here. This is looks like from Turkey and they're in that area or Afghanistan, maybe Afghanistan or Iran and Iraq. Right and terminating in the forepart of a wildcat, first century BC. Okay. This is looking Arabic and from pretty long ago too. So let's go Iraq, and it's going to be like binding leather. So how far back with it? Let's go here. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, off again. This is Babylonian. We got this yesterday, didn't we? Where would I go? Right here. Uniform tablet. Okay. All right. This is some sort of like letter opener, I think. It could be a dagger, but I think it's probably more letter opener. Some very intricate details here. Not overly different. think though. I'm gonna say this is giving me Chinese vibes, but specifically from like 500 BC. Short story. Guanjin. Okay, Central Asia. I'm sucking at this. This is earthenware, um, painted, incised, and applied decoration. I'm going to say that this is Inca civilization, and this is going to be pretty far back, but maybe not that far back. Okay, horribly. I'm doing horribly. Also, apparently, this has a Japanese name. Oh no, this is from Japan. I should have been up there. Okay. So very nice inlay here. We've got some people here that is looking Zoroastrian, maybe. I've been horribly wrong about all this, so I feel like this is more recent. Turkey, of course. Kind of a little bit closer on the time range, though. No idea. Let's go Mongolia, 3000 BC. I'm just whiffing at this point. Indonesian bust from the 19th or 10th century. 9th or 10th century. Yeah. This is a cribbage board, clearly. Um, silver. Let's go Dominican Republic. Of, okay, at least that was a little bit closer. Costume ornament from the north coast of Peru. All right, we've got nice doggy. This has to be in here, right? Proper out. Some better definition than we've seen on a lot of other figurines. So I'm going to go India, and I'm going to go modern, a little bit more modern. Okay, at least I had the right country, 1000 BC. Maybe. This is bronze. No idea. Not even a little bit. Like, just have no idea what's where there be pigs. I'm going to say here. Okay, not that far off, Indonesia. That's better. So 40,152 out of a gajillion. And I am in the back 10%, so that is pretty bad. All right. Give me a moment and I'll go ahead and pull up the Saturday puzzle. Hey, let's make sure this is in the right spot. We want that to be around here. And let's see how long this takes. I've been on it for a little bit just because of the needing to change this thing. So you're going to see a little bit of a time there, but not much. So Saint Blanc du Mont, church containing the remains of the patron saint of Paris. Oh my God. Place for some prospects. River. Hardy. Um, there's Thomas Hardy. There's Tessa de Virgil's Hardy character. Tom Hardy. Break would be rest, maybe. Place for a stirrup in here. These may take a few years to mature. And we got Y, so T notes, I think. The abbreviation tells me that there's an abbreviation there. Villain in the book of Esther. Why can I not remember the villain's name? Oh my God, I've heard enough of the stories, like the tales told around Cedar, that I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Brought out, brought out. Elicited. Northeast for southwest, for example, is the opposite. So something's a blank. Jazz trumpeter and composer Jones. Trip to blank, 1969 Susan Sontag book. Over the Rainbow vocalist Ray. The extant is exist. Like some disappearances, sudden. I don't like that. I don't like riverbed here. I think that is. I think this is going to be something alphabet. This is starting off with an H. H. Yeah, this is right. Jazz trumpeter. I don't recognize that. This is driving me nuts because I know that I've heard the name many times before and I just cannot come up with it for the life of me. So this is some sort of alphabet, uh, not Korean alphabet. When I finally get that villain, it's gonna be like ridiculously stupid. I feel ridiculously stupid. Chihuahua Fair. So Tada, burrito. How do I feel about burrito? What's 23? Chromosome. Maybe the nucleus. Give me begin, but I don't think that that's what's going to. Well, I don't think that it's H A blank blank G. Wampum. Mula. Dairy choice. Oh. So that means it's going to be one of the flavors. Olympic themes composer Arnaud, I think is less. Person on the left, Dem. Volt measures, abbreviation. Kilometers, Usain Bolt, right? Terry Carnival feature. Dunk tank. Higher home. I'm not liking this as much because, or the dunk tank as much. I feel like that was correct, but looking at that across entry, that's not. Former Mercury model, LA Blank Tower, nickname on Cheers, Cliffy. Cliffy, Norm, Woody, Diane, Carla, Frazier, Mayday Mo. Not together. Ready. Let's go, Nancy. Bring down. Another band. Stop. Eastern Royals of Ronnie. Something Wurttemberg, no idea. Non-aligned movement 1961. No idea. 70s Susie Quattro. I think it's with an I. NL Central team on no idea. 29 price, highest quality, top something. Okay, so not too bad. Now, I feel like I should know the Los Angeles Tower, and I feel kind of silly that I don't. I want Wyeth to go across the photographer. I'm also a little worried about TA. I feel like TA is. You know, Miasma was such a wild guess that I'm going to take that out. So I want this to be Akron, and that would make an A there for so maybe Tostada. That was horrible. Let's go ahead and get rid of the last because I don't really know. ADN also is not right. Could be ADM. If I had mine. So let's get rid of Johnson, which is getting rid of the reason for Akron. Alarm maybe? No, that's not. For sakes. I feel like I'm gonna like lose people over this. I think Theo Jones, maybe. Maybe this is the others. Certainly works. Be extant remain. Search of 80. I think this is Otros, except I can't imagine that is it. What would that be? So what is this going across? Because this is looking this like some disappearances. Okay, let's look at this because the EI here, I don't think this is Tostada. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And let's get rid of it. There's no reason to have any of this. This is looking like Dare. Which would suggest this is lemon, except I don't think Gatorade has a lemon flavor. I want this to be drama. Peach, maybe? I think there is a peach flavor. This for drama, this would start with an A, higher calling, parody carnival feature. I really want this to be done. Let's know that it is done. Okay, let's go back to that. What would this be? Assuming that Mayday is correct, leather band feels right. And now Central Team. What are the new Central Team? I should know this. I feel kind of stupid for not knowing it. You got MIL for Milwaukee Brewers. I think they're NL Central. Um, Cincinnati Reds. I kind of want this to be student over here, right? Former Mercury. Maybe. It's this right down here that's giving me a lot of trouble because I want this to be simp, SYMP, but then I can't get to this in any way, shape, or form. Is it Willis Tower? If it's Willis Tower, the rest of the sentence. There's the burrito, which I kind of like. Yeah, let's go burrito. That would make this Oprah's. If this were wrong and this were just simply nucleus, so that feels to me. I want to take these out. This could be bearded, but I don't like the idea of a beading at the end of that. Guarded. This is looking like odium or opium. Um, Muse is, oh, this should be a U. Doi. So if this is mula, muse is like short for fly, I think. Blank blank ORD. Good morning, Dad. I like the idea of bearded lady. That actually feels better. Beads, and then Leah. At least for some prospects. Maybe like a AAA club or a farm team, like something in that respects. So looking at this, we've got DEC blank, great, and then yards. And it was still Usain Bolt. I was going imperial metric instead of imperial. Yodeling, maybe studies instead. Epsom salts, still want mercury something. Tassel. Oh, this is probably lozenge. Keeping up, barely keeping up, maybe? No, I don't think that's it, because I don't think bring down is going to be something SE like SEP. I originally thought about Baden, so I think that that's in some of those names. So something studies. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Let's just get rid of them all. Something studies, and then something lozenge. Um, I kind of want this to be MIL. Keeping on and lesson. Montego? No. Mantego. Was that a Mercury model? A Mantego? Find out. Keep on keeping on. So Keebon. That is going to be Cincinnati. African isn't long enough, so maybe Moroccan studies. That would that work? LA something tower, nickname bunny. Now this is really, I would have never picked Sandy. It's got to be some American studies. This is nicotine lozenge. U.S. bank terror, is that correct? So I don't like that B there. Not together, a piece. No idea on this one. I don't even know how I'm going to get that. It does start to look like U.S. Bank is still correct because I got USA and SAP, so it's just this B rate is not looking good. And everything else is correct. I'm going to go with B MITS, and maybe it's like an abbreviation for bar mitzvah that I've just never heard of before. So we had a couple cases like that yesterday where we had car and car shares crossing. That kind of bugged me. Okay, so let's go back up here now because we're done down the bottom. This is Haman, right? And that's like tic-tac-toe. Benin is a thing. Um, I'm gonna take out. I'm not gonna take this out. I think that this is still correct. Okay, no, let's take this out because none of the rest of this is looking good. And I know that this is op. This is illicit. It's not gonna be antonym. I don't think. I think this is alphabet. But then we've got to have something wrong here because the rest of this is just language. Um, and let me take that out. So I really stupidly don't know. You want this to be Eberle, Eberle, stage disappearances. How about that? I mean, could this be Panama? Ipanema, girl from Ipanema. That is, come on. Ipanema, is that how you spell it? I did say Theo earlier, so let's go with that. Let's go to Hanoi. This is Durag. I lie, and okay, I liked all that. Break, rift, Grecian alphabet, Hardy one. Farm Club? How about before the others? And then Big Juice. Ollie is Oliver Hardy. I don't really think that that's a good one. Farm Club. I think this is going to be Etienne, Italian alphabet. I think it's got to be this, but it's not. Before the others, Italian alphabet. Girl from Ipanema. And it's got to be Montego is also iffy. Yeah, Montego. Let's do its back of the puzzle. Okay, that's a lot to be wrong. Normie. Um, It's probably just T. All right. 22-18 for a Saturday only downs. I feel like that is solid. I feel like that is a solid performance. Hey, Rand. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and take off. You'll notice that I got both YouTube and Twitch up. It turns out I'm actually on YouTube as F Broom, so feel free to follow me on there. I'll be loading up the lives up there, and I'm going to try to actually edit out some of this so you can watch just the Saturday down on its own or some of the dailies. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But for